When I was 16, I moved out of my family home. Now, I've spoken many times about my family home situation. It was very violent and very volatile. And when I was 16, I think moving out was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. It was really, really hard environment to live in. But then I moved out and I lived on my own. And at the time, I managed to get myself a council flat in a very rough part of town, let's just say, in the town I lived in. And life was hard, harder than I thought. Lots of things I didn't know, and I had to learn really quickly. But I was working hard. I had quite a few jobs at that time. I was working 2-bar jobs. I had a couple of cleaning jobs in some offices, and I was bringing in the deliveries in the morning at Netto's and the papers in the mornings, in the alternative mornings in WH Smith. So I had a few jobs on the go, but none of them were particularly well-paying jobs. And I just moved out. I was living in my own flat, and there was all these bills and things that I never ever knew existed because my mum and dad had been kind enough to take care of that for me. I remember walking home one night from work and knowing that I would have to work again in a few hours. It's just the way it was. It's like that for many people. And if I'm honest, I was crying at the time because I didn't have any money. And I also didn't have any gas. At the time, I had a gas meter card system, and you'd go to the shop and you'd pay money and you'd get that money in equivalent of gas. You'd put the card in your meter and you'd have gas. My little flat relied on gas for heating and cooking. So I had no hot water, no heating, and no way to cook. And I was walking home and I was starving. I'd been working all day. And I was crying because I didn't have any money and I didn't know how the hell I was going to do it. I can truly say there's been a few moments in my life that I was at rock bottom, but that was one of them. That was one of the moments that I was at rock bottom. And I didn't know what to do. And if I'm honest, at that point, I wanted to give up. Really did. Life was so hard for me at that point. I was on my own, I was lonely, I was doing all these jobs and I was getting nowhere. I was working all the hours and I was getting nowhere. And I wanted to give up. And I got to the end of this alleyway that took me onto the estate, and I turned the corner and the most incredible thing happened. On the floor in front of me was £20. £20 note on the floor. And I looked everywhere around me to see if there was anyone around that it could belong to, and there was no one there. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's £20. So I went home, I went to bed. I was so tired, and there's no shops open, so I couldn't get anything. And I went to sleep, and I woke up in the morning and I saw that £20 on my kitchen side. And I thought, oh my God, I was so happy. And that night, I had gas, I had the heating on, and I was cooking up some food, and I felt amazing. The point of my story is this: never give up, because that moment you give up could be the moment before you find £20. And next you know it, you're cooking and you're happy. Never give up. Never ever give up.